guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Vanessa, and so today I feel so awkward doing this because I don't do videos a lot, but I want to get into it more. But I wanted to do this video today. I've done YouTube videos like in the past, and then the ones I have on my YouTube mainly about like makeup, anything beauty related, but today I kind of just wanted to do like a talking video, and I wanted to talk about just like self-love. And if that's I sounded so cheesy, just like self-love, but no, for real, just like self-love, and like if you're a really insecure person, and you know, just stuff like that, because so I'm an esthetician and like a makeup artist, so I work with women a lot, and I have had so many times with my clients where, like, you know, like we just talk a lot about, like, as a woman, it's just natural to be insecure, and especially if you've like gone through things in life with people who have made you feel more insecure. And sometimes it's hard, even just to, like, if you're not secure within yourself and you don't love yourself, it's honestly kind of hard to go through life, to make friends, to do things you really want to do because you're not confident within yourself. And a lot of time, well, most all the time, we're all beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. And a lot of times how you feel about yourself is just how people have made you feel about yourself. Like, whether, like, you know, you were bullied in school, or like with even family. Sometimes with me, it was a little bit of everything. Throughout my life, I honestly was bullied in school a few times throughout my childhood, but I wasn't really the type to like cry about it or anything. It did get to me and stick with me and hurt my feelings, but like I would just be beating everybody up in school. And if you know me, then you know, but it did, like, I'm a human, like, you know, it would hurt my feelings and stuff. And I've also like I don't know if it's like a Mexican thing, but I have a Mexican, like, obviously I'm Mexican, so my family is Mexican, and a lot of the adults too, and maybe even some cousins, like, people, like, you know, would just say things to me either about like my body or whatever, growing up, whether they were jokes or not. A lot of things that some of even my family members have said to me, like, would stick with me and make me think differently about myself. And I was in, like, you know, like, even toxic relationships with boyfriends and stuff, that either if they would cheat on me or certain things they would say out of anger, you know, all that stuff just played a part into me being a really insecure person. I'm not an insecure person anymore, but when I was, and it had got so bad to the point where I literally, like, I remember back when it was like probably worse when I was in high school, like my junior senior year. I used to wake up in the morning, go into the bathroom, obviously, to like use the restroom, brush my teeth or whatever, or take a shower, and as soon as I would look in the mirror, I would immediately like look at myself and think like, ew, like, you're so ugly. Like, literally, I thought that I was so ugly. And it's like, look at me. But but for real, like, I used to just like, and it was such an ugly feeling. Like, I would wish sometimes, like, why can't I be prettier, or why can't I love myself more? Like, I hate waking up and feeling like this, but that's just how bad I felt about myself and how much I didn't love myself. And, you know, it's been a long journey, and as a woman, I still have my insecurities or whatever, but if you know me now, I'm a pretty secure person, and I'm pretty confident, and it took so much work to help me get here. And I have this conversation with a lot of my clients who suffer from this, because there's a lot of women even older than me who maybe never get here, or just don't even know like how, you know. And it's really sad. Like, everyone should love themselves, especially like women. And I was raised by a single mother who actually she had a lot of weight issues. Like, she even had a surgery, the gastric bypass, to like lose all her weight. So I always watched her go through things like that with loving herself. But to me, like, because that was my mom, I remember even being young and thinking my mom was so beautiful. Like, I just, her face and her hair, and when she would do her makeup, like, I used to think my mom was so beautiful, and I used to feel bad when she used to feel bad about herself because of her body, you know. And so just as an adult, like, I was like, I don't want to be like that, you know. And I don't like other people to feel like that, especially, like I said, women. Like, I have so much respect for just women in general. And I just feel like you should love yourself, and you'll feel better about yourself, and maybe the world will even be a better place if everyone just loved themselves. But yeah, so I'm gonna try not to make this video super long, so that way it's not too hard to watch, but I do talk a lot, so just, yeah. But okay, what was I gonna say? So when like I said, like, when I used to wake up in the mirror and look at myself and think that, like, you know, I was so ugly, and just all throughout the day, like, sometimes I would literally have meltdowns if I was, like, getting ready to go somewhere. Like, honestly, even, like, I didn't want to be seen out in public. I didn't want to go anywhere. Also, another thing about me is, and I wore a shirt specifically so that way you could see it, is can you see it? I have like excessive, I don't know, armpit fat, like, is that what you would call it? Yeah, it's on both sides. And as I've always had it since I was younger, and as I've gotten older and my boobs have gotten bigger, it honestly has gotten bigger. And this is one thing that literally, like, believe it or not, people throughout my life, like, have made fun of me for, and even, like, guys that would get mad at me, like, family members, boyfriends, guys I was talking to, or guys that would get mad that I didn't want to talk to them. Like, people would literally, guys mainly, would say stuff about it to make me feel bad. And when I was a really insecure person, honestly, like, I hated it so much. Like, I would never wear shirts like this, and if I did, I would literally, like, cover it, and then it would just look kind of weird that, like, my shirts were so, like, high up here, but I would never show it because I just felt so insecure about it. So, you know, it's just all that stuff, like, you know, how I felt about how I looked, my body, and this, and, you know, all that, a lot of that is from, honestly, what people told me, like, growing up and throughout life and relationships. And with those things, when I finally decided, like, no, I don't want to be insecure anymore, like, you know, like, I want to love myself, and, you know, like, I started my self-love and honestly spiritual journey, it's all a mindset thing. And something I've learned is that you have to almost, like, reprogram your mind. And let's say, like, if I never would have reprogrammed my mind, I would still be walking around here thinking that I was so ugly. And honestly, like, and not in a cocky way, but I'm not ugly. Like, I know I'm a really pretty girl, and people see that. And when I would, like, go out when I was really insecure, like, guys wouldn't look at me, like, nobody would really want to talk to me, because literally, like, people could sense your aura. Like, believe it or not, people feel that energy, people feel your aura. And confidence is the most beautiful thing. Even if you're not the baddest bitch, you don't have the nicest body or whatever, like, if you just have confidence, do your hair, do your makeup, like, people will want to talk, people will be, like, drawn to you, you know. Like, it's literally all, like, how you carry yourself and your mindset. And some things that, like, I did to basically, like, reprogram my mind is, like, starting with how I would get up and, like, in my head automatically think, like, ew, like, you're so ugly or whatever. I literally started, and I've told multiple, like, clients or just girls that I've talked to about this, like, just, if you're that person, just literally get up, look in the mirror, and, like, I guess, lie to yourself. Like, not lie, because it's not a lie, but, you know, like, just instead of, like, when those thoughts start to come, instead of thinking that, literally just be like, no, like, I'm pretty because of this, like, I love my eyes, I love my lips, I love my skin, da da da. Like, literally start just, like, telling yourself that, and I promise you it works. And at first, it's not gonna, like, the first time you do it, you're not gonna believe it, because that's not what you think in your head. And it's gonna take a while, but the more you do it, your brain is literally gonna get programmed to now versus now I literally will wake up and honestly, like, I'll get fully naked and I look in my mirror and I'm just like, I love me. I love my body. Like, I'm so pretty. I'm so beautiful. And it's like, I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel like conceited or anything, because I wasn't always like that. And it took me a long time to get to that point, you know? So that's another thing. And it's also putting yourself out of your comfort zone. So going back to, like, you know, my armpit fat, like, I used to literally, like I said, like, wear stuff that would cover it. And sometimes I would see the cutest shirts, like, for example, a shirt like this, and I would want to wear it so bad, but I wouldn't, because I would just be like, oh, people are gonna say stuff about it, like, I'm embarrassed or whatever. And when I wanted to not be like that, I wanted to not care, I made myself do that. And I literally would wear shirts that would, like, purposely show it. And I would go even to family parties, go out in public showing it. And people still to this day sometimes question, like, what is that? Why is it so big? Da, 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 da. And now I don't really care, because, like, I just, it's been so long. But when I first started showing it and not caring, or trying not to care, I literally, like, I used to get hot flashes, and it was so uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable. I hate, like, in my body, I felt the anxiety and I hated it. But again, the more you do something, if you keep doing it, eventually you're gonna get to a point where it worked. And that's where I'm at today, like, with the affirmations that I would tell myself, and, like, putting myself out of my comfort zone. The more and more that you do it, it's gonna eventually work, because you're literally reprogramming your mind. And another thing to remember is a lot of our insecurities honestly come from, like I said, like, whether you were bullied or how family may have treated you or talked to you growing up. And a lot of the time, people only treat you like that because either that's how someone's treating them, or they're just hurt people in general. And there's these, it's by the same author, I can't remember his name, but he wrote The 4 Agreements and The Mastery of Love. And in both those books, The 4 Agreements, it talks about how basically how people treat you, it's not personal at all. Even if someone's, like, telling you, like, you're not that pretty, you're ugly, da da da, that is honestly a reflection of how they feel about themselves. And because no one who, like me, a really confident, secure person, I would not go around, like, telling someone they're ugly. And honestly, like, even with, like, exes I've had or guys I would talk to, like, I would never, like, on everything, and I would never sit there and be like, oh, your ex is ugly, just trying to boost my own ego or make myself look better. Because honestly, that's kind of like, it's kind of like, if you have to put other people down to make yourself feel better, you're not really confident and you're not really secure within yourself. Because if you were genuinely a confident person, then you would be like, I'm pretty and that girl's pretty, whether she likes me or not, like, that girl's pretty. And honestly, I've literally fought girls that I'm like, I mean, she's not ugly, like, you know, like that's just what it is, because I'm a confident person. Maybe she's kind of ugly on the inside, like, she's not that great of a person, but, you know, like, but yeah, so how people treat you, it's not your fault. It's always a reflection of either how someone treated them or how they feel about themselves. And when I used to be a really insecure person and people used to treat me a certain way growing up, I always thought it was, like, genuinely me. I genuinely thought, like, you know, why would they be calling me ugly if I'm not ugly? Like, so I must be ugly, you know? And but now being an adult and having to, like, learn all this stuff on my own, I know that no, that wasn't the case. They were calling you ugly because either someone made them feel like that, or, you know, like, that's just how they feel about themselves, and they're just treating you like that because for some reason it makes themselves feel better, or whatever the case may be. And so you have to remember that however anyone's ever made you feel, it's not because you're an ugly person. It is not because of you. It is because of their own issues. So don't ever believe anything anyone says to you. And in The Mastery of Love, it talks about, you know, how, like, a lot of us are like wounded people, right? And if we walk around with these wounds that we never heal, we're just gonna go around hurting other people, and then this person's hurting this person, and then, you know, like, and it's just kind of like a domino effect if we're not healing ourselves. So like I said, honestly, before I healed myself, I was the type of girl that would like talk shit about other girls, or just like, you know, like was not really that great of a person, because it kind of made myself feel better until I healed myself. And now that I'm genuinely like, you know, I'm not perfect, like I'm a human, I still have a lot of healing to do, but as a more confident and loving person now, because I'm way more healed, I don't really go around trying to be like a super mean person to people. And if more people would just like heal themselves and work on their own insecurities, then there would be more people that are, you know, not going around doing mean things to people, or saying mean things to people, or making people feel bad about themselves. And so yeah, it kind of just talks about how, like, you know, wounded people try to basically like hurt other people. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Like, the next time someone, whether it's your mom, your dad, a boyfriend, like the next time someone tries to make you feel bad about something, like, just remember it's probably because they're have their own things. And a lot of times people don't even realize, like, a lot of times people in their head aren't thinking like, oh, this person hurt me in this way, so let me do that to this person, you know? Sometimes it's so like unconsciously, like they don't even know that they're doing it. But yeah, so that's, you know, that's just something that you have to remember. And if you don't work on your confidence in loving yourself, it kind of disables you from doing things that you want to do. I always wanted to be a makeup artist. I always wanted to like do social media stuff. I love social media and I love taking pictures. I always wanted to like do basically everything that I do now. But when I was really insecure, I obviously like couldn't do it, you know? And like when you're an insecure person, it kind of just ties into, you start to feel like you can't do anything in life. And I was like so insecure at the time, like when I had like you know, end of high school and graduating high school. I was so insecure that I didn't even believe in myself. Like, this is actually a crazy story. I didn't believe in myself because I just thought so low of myself, because I would believe what people would tell me and, you know, all this stuff, that when I graduated high school, ever since I was little, I always wanted to do beauty services and makeup and, you know, all that. When I graduated high school, I like hated myself so much that I was like telling myself, there's no way you could ever do that. You could never be what you want to be. Like, you're stupid, you know, thinking that to myself. So I actually went to school for medical assisting, like just trying to play it safe. I went to school for medical assisting, and I was there for probably, let's say, like 4 to 5 months. And as I was going to school for that, like, I just started coming to a point where I was like, this is not me. This is not what I want to do. I'm an artist, and I need to be somewhere where I can express myself and talk to people and, you know, like build relationships. Like, I was like, I do not want to work in a clinic. I do not want to be a medical assistant. So I dropped out. And this was literally like a part of just kind of like building myself on my journey, like trying to like genuinely fulfill myself and make myself happy. So I dropped out and I decided to go to beauty school. And honestly, thank God, because if I was a medical assistant right now, I would be miserable. And I love my life right now. I love my job. I've built the most beautiful relationships with my clients. And I'm so glad that I did that. But had I had kept myself disabled and insecure and thinking so low of myself because of what people had told me my whole life, I would have never did that. And I honestly have proved a lot of people wrong. You know, growing up, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of was a problematic child. I always was crazy. I still kind of am. But a lot of people, you know, I was kind of out there as even a teenager, and I always wanted to do my own thing, and I lived with a boyfriend at a young age, and literally, like, people would say, like, I was gonna end up pregnant and end up, like, not doing anything with my life, and just all these crazy things about me. And sometimes I would let it get to me, but it just kind of was like, again, like, just building myself up, where I was like, no, like, I know myself, and I want to love myself. So, you know, it's a lot. And like I said, I'm still kind of on that journey right now, but I've come a long way. So I don't want to keep talking too much. I really hope that what I said helped anyone who watched this video. And just remember to always be confident, love yourself, be kind to others, and always remember, anytime someone is trying to tell you anything about yourself, whether it's your body, how you act, like what you like, or anything like that, it is just a reflection on how they feel about themselves, and there's nothing wrong with you. And yeah, so that is it for this video. I really hope that this could help some of you guys. If you guys were wondering, because honestly, I always people always ask me what, like, my lip combo is, because I kind of always wear the same lip combo. It is I need to get a new one, but this is the Kylie Cosmetics Dulce K, my favorite lip liner ever, with the I want to say this is Peach Stock. You can't really see it. It's kind of old. I want to say this is Peach Stock by MAC, but it's kind of like a nude pink lipstick. And then this Dior lip gloss, which I love. And this is the I don't know if the name is Dior. Oh, Dior So Light. Yeah, I think that's the name. But yeah, so that's my lip combo, if you're wondering. But yeah, okay, so that's it for this video. If you made it this far to me rambling on, then thank you. But yeah, okay, so that's it. Bye.